Okay. Hello friends, welcome back. Good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are watching the video. So this video is a continuation to our previous video, which we have done the introduction about SuSE Linux Enterprise Cluster. And here we are preparing in our infrastructure for the SuSE configuration. So we have already done the installation. Let me power on the VMs. So we have our SuSE 12 Service Pack 3 installed on all the 3 VMs here. So where I'm going to configure the first VM as our repository. First I'll be adding in my DVD repository into it so that I get all my packages and I can do the installation of my softwares required for configuring this box as my SAN target, as my SuSE target here. Okay, so in my first session we'll be talking about creating this particular member as our SuSE target here, and what all particular devices we will be requiring for what all packages we'll need, and the new ways of doing the things in SuSE 12 platform here. Okay, so let us get in here. I'm very excited to do the things. I would suggest if you want to do the same, please prepare your own virtual machines. ISO images, you can visit the SuSE website and you can download it from there. Okay. So here's my first VM. We'll be attaching in our DVD, CD and DVD device. I'll just ensure that it is connected. I'll use my ISO image, which we have downloaded from the SuSE portal, and I'll be just selecting it. So here I have my ISO image 1, the DVD one, bootable DVD. The first step, go to our terminal. See, in SuSE 12, this is based on our what do you call it as the systemd environment. So I hope you understand what is the systemd and the systemd functionalities, and how systemd is different from the SuSE 11 environments here. Okay, so I'm firstly changing the name of my computer, because here if you check, the host name is coming up as Linux. It's a randomly generated name at time of installation. Okay, so how we are going to do it, using the command hostname ctl set -hostname, and I'll call it up as my sandbox.ats.com. Okay, done. And exec/bin/hash. Voila, your name has changed immediately. Okay, and then what we'll do is, to make it persistent, systemctl restart systemd-hostnamed service, so that this becomes persistent and the new name has been updated. Okay, the same process we have to do on the other 2 machines also, so that their name comes in persistent. Okay, another thing that I have to ensure here, that my machine is having a static IP address here. Okay, so how we can do it here, you are working on SuSE, it's very easy for you. Just simply run yas2 and come down. If you are not much loving to the yas, you can directly go into your one method, etc sysconfig network, and then you have your scripts for the network configuration. Or another easy method, just simply run the yas tool, that is yet another setup tool. Come down to your network part, and here we'll go to the system configuration, network settings. This gives me detect my network interface. So my SAN target is having a static IP. We will ensure that I'm using a static IP address here. because you are doing a configuration which is going to remain fixed. So I will always suggest that please prepare static addresses there. So my server is having a static address. Okay, that's done. Let the YAS come out. Okay, let us come out of the YAS and validate IP address show. Okay, so here it validates that my IP address is done. It's properly configured. Another thing, another difference from our previous SuSE environments, if you are into habit of using your ifconfig command, please stop using it, because as per the official documentation, this command is obsolete on Linux systems with kernel newer than 2.0. Okay, so the official documentation itself says that in spite of using ifconfig command, start getting accustomed with your IP command. Okay, so here my host name is changed, my IP address is set. Now next thing that we have to do is we have to repeat the same process on our other nodes. Okay, we'll go it here. This is my cluster node 1. So we are going to set in our IP address and the host name. So first step for setting our host name, what was the command? The command for setting our host name was hostname ctl set hyphen hostname cluster node 1.ats.com, then systemctl restart systemd hyphen hostnamed.service. Okay, and exec bin bash. Oh, sorry, apologies. Yeah, so my name is changed, and let me validate if my address is coming from DHCP ipaddr show command. So here I don't have any IP address. Let's configure the IP. So YAST, run it there. We'll come back to system, network settings. Okay, so here also it's having the same, so we'll have to change the address, edit, and this, it says that it's a duplicate. No, I don't want to continue. I want to change my address to 200.100 and the host name to be set up here as my cnode1. Rest of the things are okay, seems okay here. So let's do it next. And okay, to do the configuration done. Okay, and then we'll quit from here. Okay, so let's check host name done. Now the same thing we'll do it for our third node also. Okay, username to our terminal. So I'll just pause in the video and we'll get back in soon, because the same the video and doing the configuration again. Okay. Okay, so here our network configuration has been done, and let us see if we can move further. So let me do ping 192.168.200.1. that's my own IP. Okay, then my second cluster node, its IP address IPA, it's 200.100. let's check in ping 200.1. yes, that's pinging. And our third node, its IP address was 200.101. okay, so let us try to ping both the nodes from here. Ping 192.168.100. sorry, 200.1, 200.100, and 200.101. okay, so this is working fine. All three nodes are able to talk to each other. The next step that we have to do is we need to enable our passwordless authentication. Okay, so passwordless authentication we'll do by assigning the static names to each and every computer. Okay, so this we will do by running in the commands. The same steps I'll have to repeat on all the three nodes. So I'm starting from my cluster node 2, SSH keygen of type ECDSA, done. Then SSH copy ID. Remember here the important point, you have to create your SSH IDs, you have to do the keyless authentication done by providing fully qualified domain name of the clients. Okay, so that we will do by creating in our etc host file and updating the entries here in this etc host file. So if I come down, look up at the last line, here I have my entry. So we'll just copy it and I'll paste it 2 more times. So 2.100 is my cluster node 1, and 200.1, this is my SAN tgt1.ats.com and SAN tgt1. okay, see, one method is you can go to each and every node and redo the process, or another easy method what we can do is we can do scp -r /host to 192.168.100. 200.1 /etc/host. So here if you see, my SCP is stuck. My SCP is not going through. The reason here is, on your Red Hat sort of environments, your firewall by default allows port 22. Whereas in case of SuSE environments, you have to explicitly make port 22 available. So I'll just make changes here for the port 22 firewall, and then we'll continue on. So here I've taken care of my firewall, and now if you check, the firewall is allowing my SCP to go through. I'll do yes, and we'll provide in my root password, done. The same process I'll do it from here. So we'll repeat my process. 200.1. Okay, yes, provide in my password. We'll give the same to 200.100 also. Okay. So now this node is having the authentication, and it is now can resolve the other two nodes by the name ping. Now in spite of using our names, we can say san-tgt1.ats.com. it's pinging. I can test it for my cluster node 1 also. Okay, so you should be getting the ping reply using the host names in place of using in your IP addresses. Now we will exchange our key with the other two nodes. So this will do by running the command ssh-copy id to cnode1.ats.com. Yes, and provide in the password for your account. Done. To validate if my keys have been properly exchanged, we'll simply just run ssh cnode1.ats.com, and if I'm able to log in, that means it's working fine. Okay. Now the same thing we'll do for our san-tgt node also. Yes. Okay. Here also it's done. So I'll repeat the same process on the other two cluster nodes, and then we will get back in. So after completing this process, now we can check that each and every node is capable of talking to each other. If I do SSH cluster node 1, sorry, because I've done with that FQDN, it pings SSH cnode2.ats.com, it connects. So here you can visualize that from one node I took a SSH of another, and from the one other took the SSH of another. So this configuration you can do in scenarios where you may want to configure the jumping servers. There also you can define in there. Okay. So here what we have done is we have just configured our infrastructure with the static addresses and the DNS name resolution. So we can say that my first step is complete. We can mark it as green, and we have done the passwordless authentication also here in our environment. So my passwordless authentication is also complete on here. So we did the two prerequisites complete. Okay, then we will finish in our next video. We'll do the time synchronization, and then we will configure our shared storage. Okay, keep tuned friends, keep watching. We are joining soon with our next video.